it. And in retrospect, we were told that, the second movie is going to deal with that, and that was always the plan. But I don't believe that. I honestly think that they're listening to the backlash, because I saw a lot of reviews which said, carnage, 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 didn't seem like Superman cared. Is that the Superman that we traditionally know, or is that the way he behaves? So I'd be quite open to the idea of him being inexperienced, but then make that the story as opposed to just some kind of thing we notice in the narrative, because that's very different,
Sorry, Frankie's decided he wanted to jump on camera for a second so that he doesn't actually look that stupid. Go ahead.
It's supposed to be. Hi. Hi, Michael.
I'm looking at I had the feed muted, or not muted, but I had the window down. I'm just looking at you, Tom, now again.
It'll be up in about another 10 seconds or so. You'll see it there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. Hi, Kelder, by the way. Sorry about that. There is a little bit of a delay in the chat, unfortunately. So it's something that we have to deal with.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, I see, yes. Wow, that's quite a delay with the video, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I've tried to bring it down, but it's somewhere around about 30 seconds. I think it's just for the gaming aspect, to stop ghosting and such.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just caught myself as I came back out here to sit down.
must be quite surreal for you, Frankie.
Not really, nah. Kind of a disappointment.
Isn't that one of the moments in the Twin Peaks movie? Isn't that the whole thing of Twin Peaks? The movie?
Never seen it.
Oh, okay. There's a sequence where the hero is doing a test. I think it's on YouTube and it's David Bowie walking past a camera. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like I think the best way to explain it is the security cameras are picking up something that isn't there. It's like David Bowie walking around. I'm really explaining this really badly. Just ignore me.
It's okay. I do plan to watch Twin Peaks at some point because I know they're doing a season 3. Mm-hmm. What's putting me off Twin Peaks is its first season's like a 22 episode season. I don't think
the first one's short. The first one is 8, but you're right. The second one is the second one is a full season.
That's kind of what puts me off shows these days. Is 22 episodes.
Yeah.
It's too long. I mean, how did we do it back in the day? Watch 22 episodes of a crappy season of something.
I think it was because we had a tendency to ignore the fact that there were a lot of filler episodes, and you can see that quite evidently these days in fans of The Walking Dead. People who are still watching that show and still say, yeah, it's worth watching, but really, what is it? I mean, it was like between 8 and 12 episodes per series or something.
And that's 13.
Is it 13?
I think it's between 13 and 16. I started watching the season 3.
Yeah, it's one of those shows where it was pretty easy to see from about the third series onwards that was just going to become the recurring pattern of you would have 2 fantastic episodes, 2 okay episodes, and everything else was just a lot of filler. In fact, you can go to, there's websites like honesttrailers.com and stuff like that where they're showing you exactly what it is, and that's it. It's a majority of it is, find a new place, meet new people, find out it's not as great as they think it was, and then they have to move away again, but with a lot of episodes in between them just walking.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, at the end of the day as well, I know you haven't seen Smallville, Michael, but that's
but I was thinking of it there. I'll when you finish your thought, I'll say something about Smallville. Continue.
Yeah, no, just what Tom says there. I mean, a lot of filler episodes. That's kind of what Smallville became.
One of my best friends would be a fan of it, and that was what I remember. He stuck with it to the end, and we chat about it, and he'd always be like, the last 4 episodes have been rubbish, but I'm hanging in there because I know there'll be a good one. And then there would be a good one.
See, from about season 4 onwards, that's the way it is. I mean, the first couple of seasons is brilliant. The build-up to the end of each season is really good, but kind of then goes away from it at the start of the next season. Christopher Reeves was on it at the start in season 2. The storyline that they were going to do with him was really good.
Yeah.
And unfortunate that he passed. I mean, I'd say Rosetta is one of my favourite episodes. And going back to your love of Superman, of why you know Superman, it's Christopher Reeves for me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I left that out and it was an oversight. I obviously started with the Superman movies, and I was a kid. I was like, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever, watching them through the 80s then again. Love his take on the character and love. I've never seen the fourth movie, but I've seen the first three.
Yeah, you don't need to see the fourth.
You don't need to see the
Yeah,
fourth,
this is
no.
what I'm always. Yeah, but I will check it out sometime. It's just the idea that there's another Christopher Reeve movie out there is kind of cool. But I've heard it's dross. So
Talking about that, has anybody seen the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2?
I haven't watched it. I have it, but I haven't watched it. Have you?
It's very good. I think it would have been a better film. Half the film is completely different, but I think it's very good. I mean, going back to what you were saying about the fight and Man of Steel and his choices and why they didn't take it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Superman 2 was kind of the same until they decided to go to the Fortress of Solitude. So there still was death and destruction in New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was, but there was a certain amount of it, and he, I
Yeah.
think, the whole time he was trying to keep away from that, and basically
Yeah.
he spent most of the time during that fight trying to protect the people, and then
Yeah,
he
and
realized,
you
look,
can,
this just
and you
doesn't
can
work.
clearly see that, so I can
Yeah.
understand where you guys are coming from. I didn't understand the whole everyone's kind of outcry of there's so many people died. That happens in other films and nobody says boo about it.
Well, the only thing I would say to that is there's only one reason, seemingly only one reason why that was part of the film, and that
Okay.
was to necessitate the sequel. And
Well-
the Batman v Superman, the whole purpose of the Batman character, because that's really what the trailers are playing up on it.
But I
the
don't
amount
think
of
they had that
destruction.
planned back then.
I don't think they did either. I know they say they did.
Yeah.
I distrust. I think I got burned with Green Lantern. That thing of where they really didn't have a clue. I mean, Ryan Reynolds has said, obviously recently, they didn't have a script in place. And then when DC come out, you see, I have no faith in DC's movie branch because
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the
like
side.
Marvel has a successful franchise which they've carefully built, and then DC announces, "Yeah, we're bringing out 84 movies. We're bringing them out in the next. We're bringing out 7 every month for the next 7 years. We've and you're like, oh God, you guys are just throwing crap at the wall and hoping
Yeah.
something sticks."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they don't actually have a plan for the majority of it. They're just saying, okay, we're going to have a film with this character, and we'll eventually get a writer to come in and work on it, and we'll work on getting a director for it, and then we'll throw in some people to do it. I think one of the people who has been very devoted to trying to put something on the big screen that represents the story itself has been Ryan Reynolds, and he's been one of the front runners for creating the closest interpretation of a character to the original material as we've seen for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm wondering if that is just because he's such a fan, or the fact that there's been so many failures in the past with the first time that he tried
Yeah.
Deadpool and with the Green Lantern film.
Yeah, but talking about that, it wasn't because of Ryan Reynolds the film got made. It was because of whoever leaked the test footage, which has now ended up being Tim Skyline, the actual director, on that. So even though Ryan Reynolds is kind of getting a lot of the hype on it,
Yeah.
it wasn't him. He pushed it after that.
Hmm.
So he did, and
Oh, yeah,
because,
he did.
because of that. Now there's now going to be an X-Force film.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm happy with the whole thing. The one other thing about Deadpool I didn't like was that they used with the test footage that was out. That was the start of the whole film, and
No, I'm glad they went with that because it got that out of the way.
I understand that. It's making such a big deal of it. I mean, at the start, the credits you have him in the car and he's fighting with him in the car in slow motion, and then we just ignore that and then go on to it about 20 minutes into the film, maybe 15 minutes into the film. That's kind of like, why did they show it in the credits if they're going to go do this whole scene then here? That was my whole point on it. It was like, kind of, why didn't you just start the film with that? And then
I think that's just to take more on the see part of the way that they filmed it and the way they split the film up. A lot of people I've heard complaining about, how it jumped back and forth too much. You know, it was we're in the present time, we're in the past, we're in the present, we're in the past, we're in a different past, we're in the different present. You know, it's kind of jumping all over the place. But I think part of it is it reflects the mentality of the character as well, and that's basically how his thought process works.
No, I think you just described X-Men Days of Future Past there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I had no problem with Deadpool at all. I thought it was really well done and really well kind of written. So, you know.
I liked the jumping around because I think if they had told it in a linear fashion, we would have had to wait through, you know, the origin phase, which probably would have added up to like 30 minutes
Yeah.
of just a guy getting cancer. That would have been, that's a long, you know, that's a long haul. I mean, one of the criticisms, now I don't agree with this criticism, but one of the criticisms of the first season of Breaking Bad
Was
is
the
that it's
cancer thing?
yeah, it's very slow, and I was quite engrossed from the start. But a lot of people who come into it afterwards kind of are like, yeah, you have to wait till season 2 before it gets good.
Yeah,
And
season 1. Sorry, I don't mean to jump on.
no, you're fine, but that's basically it. I'm just saying. So I liked the non-linear storytelling in Deadpool. It's very. Anytime I see non-linear storytelling, I always think of Lost, which I loved.
yeah.
I think you can get away with, you know, people. You can jump around. People will follow it. You know.
Yeah,
I'm just looking in the chat here, Frankie, as well. And Kelder's actually brought up a point when it comes to the X-Force film and the new characters that he's Brian Reynolds has promised in the next film with a Cable character. Like,
Yes.
Who do you guys think would be a good Cable?
I don't know, but my battery's about to die here, so give me a second.
There's an extension cable to your left.
Okay, talking about Cable, what do you call your man? John Hamm?
John Hamm? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well,
what about you, Michael?
I would go with because he's campaigning on it on Twitter, and he's been campaigning. You know Stephen Lang from Avatar. And
Yeah, I've heard him as well. I've seen someone's done up a picture of both of them together as Cable.
Okay, right. I like
somewhere.
Stephen Lang. I've been a fan of his. Wow, he did it. He was on so long. He was on a great TV show back in the '80s called Crime Story, which was one of the Michael Mann shows that he was doing around the same time as Miami Vice and all those things. And then he was on a show called The Fugitive about 50 years ago, playing the one-armed man and all that. Great actor. Then he did Avatar. I think that guy is badass. He's badass.
Oh, he really is. And see, part of it as well is, I think, okay, this is probably going to sound a little strange, the take on this, but there are a few characters that would look quite beefed up and suitable to a certain representation of Cable. Maybe the Rob Liefeld kind of interpretation of him. But the reality of it is, this is supposed to be coming down from the lineage of Alex Summers. You know, a very lean looking family
Good
tree.
point. Good point. Good
And
point.
I think it actually suits to say, you know, this could be somebody who could be representative of the Summers family tree and actually have a character that's playing Cyclops who looks very similar to him. So if you go with somebody who's going to be a completely different physique, if you were to put somebody looking more like Colossus playing Cable, it's not really going to fit in. If you put his father standing beside him in a film at some point, you realise, hold on, that's, you know, what happened between those generations.
Never thought of that, actually. Never thought of that. That's actually a very, very good point. Never thought of it. So, yeah, I'm agreeing with that. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, so that's why I think Stephen Lang would actually be quite a good character for it.
Who is Stephen Lang, by the way?
Are you in the chat? I sent the IMDb link. Can you call that up, Frankie? No? You see
Yeah,
that?
I can
If you
see
click
that.
if you click on that, you'll see his picture and his list of credits.
All right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, the funny feeling that's who we were talking about when we started talking about Cable, so I apologise for that. I think he would be good, but maybe he's just too old.
Well, no, that's supposed to be the representation, though. The intention is to show a character that's actually so questionably old, and then realise that it's supposed to be somebody who's just completely out of time.
True, I really hope they do Cable good. I mean, I didn't like what they did with Bishop in Days of Future Past.
they didn't really do anything
They
with
didn't.
Bishop
I
at all.
vaguely,
He was just there.
yeah.
Let's show the
Just-
the big guy doing nothing. So hopefully that's going to run into him being in the X Force film, going after Cable, as what he's supposed to do. Really,
Wonder what we have.